Welcome colleagues to this week's KYRA Connect, the series of short videos to update KYRA partners on updates and preparation for September 2021. This week I am sharing with you the information we have to date on the new suite of national professional qualifications which will be launched from the new academic year. So as some of you, I'm sure, will already be aware, from September 2021, a reform suite of NPQs will be available for teachers and leaders who want to develop their knowledge and skills in school leadership and specialist areas of teaching practice. These reforms include reforming the 3 existing NPQs in senior leadership, headship and executive leadership, as you can see there on the left, and replacing the current NPQ in middle leadership with 3 new NPQs for teachers and leaders who want to develop their expertise in specialist areas of teaching practice. Scholarship funding to support participants to access the reform suite of NPQs is planned from September, and details will be confirmed in due course. Early indications are that this will be for the NPQ for headship and NPQ for leading teacher development, but we are awaiting confirmation from the DFE about the allocations of that funding. Let's take a moment on the specialist NPQs. There will be 3 replacing the existing middle leadership NPQ. The first, NPQ leading behaviour and culture, for teachers who may have responsibility for leading behaviour and or supporting pupil wellbeing in their school. The second, NPQ leading teacher development, for teachers who may have responsibilities for leading the development of other teachers in their school, and they may have the responsibility for development of all teachers across a school, or specifically those who are early in their career. And the NPQ for leading teacher, NPQ for leading teachers, for leading teaching and curriculum for teachers who may have a responsibility for leading teaching in a subject, year group, key stage or phase. And then the leadership NPQs, the reform suite includes NPQ SL for leaders that are or aspiring to be a senior leader with cross-school responsibilities, NPQ H, head teacher for leaders that are aspiring to be a head teacher or head of school with responsibility for leading a school, and the NPQ in executive leadership for leaders who are aspiring to be an executive or MAT CEO role with responsibility for leading several schools. In addition, there is the additional support offer for new head teachers from September 2021. This is a new aspect to the reform suite of national professional qualifications, and it's a targeted support package for teachers new to the role of headship. Heads will be eligible for this targeted support if you meet the following criteria. You're in the first 2 years of your headship, you've completed the reformed NPQH before taking up your first headship post, or you are currently taking the NPQH. You haven't withdrawn from or failed the same programme previously, and you're employed by an eligible school when you start the training. It's the same national providers who are offering the additional support offer for new head teachers. So in our case, that will be Education Development Trust. And in Lincolnshire, we'll also be running a New to Headship in Lincolnshire programme, which will take some of the sessions from the existing New to Headship induction for Lincolnshire, but will be designed to be complementary to the additional support offer for new head teachers, which will come through the NPQs. Here I have some slides to share what the DFE direction of policy is, and again you might be already very well familiar with this, but this is the foundation of the DFE policy and was initially launched through the recruitment and retention strategy which was shared some years ago now. Teachers are the foundation of the education system. There are no great schools without great teachers. We all know this. The quality of teaching is the single most important in-school factor for improving pupil outcomes, and it's particularly important for pupils from disadvantaged backgrounds. So delivering on the commitments set out in the teacher recruitment and retention strategy, the DFE is creating a world-class teacher development system by transforming the training and support teachers and leaders receive at every stage of their career. Each stage, initial teacher training, early career support, specialisation and leadership, is underpinned by frameworks that build on and complement one another. This is the golden thread that we're beginning to hear the language of. The frameworks have been independently reviewed by the Education Endowment Foundation to ensure they draw on the best available evidence, and the curriculums are very much underpinned by Education Endowment Foundation and other sources of evidence and research. The frameworks will be translated into curricula by a new professional development infrastructure made up of lead providers and delivery partners. Responsible for designing and delivering training to schools, the infrastructure will be inspected by Ofsted to ensure it's of the highest quality. Together, these reforms will help teachers and leaders in every phase, subject and context feel more confident and in control of their careers. They will establish strong professional development cultures, both within individual schools and across the country, elevating the quality of teaching and ultimately improving pupil outcomes. National professional qualifications play a key role in this overall vision. NPQs are a national voluntary suite of qualifications designed to support the professional development of teachers and leaders. The NPQs provide training and support for teachers and leaders at all levels, from those who want to develop expertise in high quality teaching practice, such as behaviour management, to those leading multiple schools across trusts. The reform suite of NPQs is designed to offer the best possible support to teachers and leaders wanting to expand their knowledge and develop their skills, helping them to become more effective teachers and leaders inside and outside the classroom. The existing middle leadership NPQ has been replaced with the 3 new specialist NPQs to best address the broad range of responsibilities of current and aspiring middle leaders. The 3 existing NPQs in senior leadership, headship and executive leadership have also been refreshed, ensuring they're underpinned by the latest evidence of what works. The NPQs seek to support every school leader to ensure their leadership enables all pupils to exceed. This includes those pupils identified within the 4 areas of need set out in the SEND Code of Practice and children in need of help and protection as identified in the Child in Need Review. The frameworks which underpin each new NPQ reflect the teacher standards and head teacher standards to ensure coherence and continue the robust method of design and development, building on the evidence base and expert guidance already established in the ECF and the ITT core content framework. This slide here summarises the key changes associated with NPQ reforms. You will note a significant change to the assessment process. And finally, this table summarises the golden thread of professional development, which is at the heart of the DfE strategy, and shows how the development opportunities available at each stage of a practitioner's career fit into the key areas that make up effective teaching and leading. These include teaching curriculum and assessment, behaviour and culture, professional development, implementation and partnerships, expectations and culture, organisational management and governance. For example, during their learning through ITT and ECF, teachers would learn about how to effectively manage behaviour in the classroom. Teachers who then decide to undertake an NPQ in behaviour and culture would deepen their understanding of managing behaviour by investigating how to enable conditions for good behaviour and the complex behavioural needs which children often have. Similarly, a practitioner who has previously undertaken an NPQ in leading teaching would continue to develop their understanding of professional development and implementation when undertaking a further NPQ in senior leadership. The approach shown in these examples shows how the reformed NPQs build on the skills that teachers have already cemented in their early years, but utilising shared knowledge and terminology. I'm delighted to say that in Lincolnshire, we're working with Education Development Trust as our national provider. Delivery locally will be by the partnership of KYRA and Anthem colleagues, Priory and Lead Teaching School Hub teams. Education Development Trust state that the national professional qualifications will empower leaders and aspiring leaders to create conditions for change and embed evidence-informed teaching and learning and leading at their levels of control, whether that be the classroom, department, school or trust. For teachers taking their first steps into specialist leadership roles, the specialist NPQs support practitioners towards mastery of relevant expertise, giving them the knowledge and tools to develop others and extend their influence beyond their own classrooms. The leadership NPQs guide experienced and aspiring leaders through learning that examines the 3 layers of influence: school culture, the organisational conditions which bring this culture to life, and how these conditions can promote excellent teaching in every classroom. As with all of our professional development programmes, our NPQs are built around the real needs of schools and leaders. By working closely with educators from a range of contexts and specialisms, we ensure all our materials are relevant, using real-life situations, and provide new techniques that are useful straight away. We pay close attention to workload and wellbeing, with a range of resources and support available for all, in particular new head teachers. All of the Education Development Trust NPQs begin with learning on leading improvement to introduce capacity development, professional development, and managing improvement, which is then embedded in later learning. Both the specialist and leadership qualifications use a common methodology to develop participants' expertise and capabilities. The introduction and diagnostic assessment frames learning, identifies gaps, and directs participants to the areas most relevant to them. Tutor support sessions led by a local lead trainer for each group, and 6 one-hour coaching sessions for executive leaders will be on offer through the programmes. Online evidence and examples explain key ideas and demonstrate how effective schools and leaders implement these concepts. A micro-implementation task will be used to reinforce the overall approach to managing improvement and prepare for the summative assessment. Face-to-face and live online training to bring participants together with their peers for expert-led dialogue, collaborative activities, and structured practice of new techniques will be part of the blended learning process. And formative assessment activity will be used to check understanding and confidence and signpost towards further learning and provide individual feedback. There are a number of ways that you can keep up to date with changes. This is information that we know is current and relevant as of today, 10th of June in 2021. You can keep up to date and informed by either emailing me or Andy Chisholm at Priory Federation of Academies Trust. In addition to that, you can register on the EDT Education Development Trust website. The link on the slide here will take you to the registration page through which you will then be sent an application for an NPQ when those applications open. Also, you can register on an online form which has been set up by Lead Teaching School Hub that will put you on the Lincolnshire mailing list for all information that is being released as and when we get it. The reformed suite of NPQs is representative of a really significant DFE investment, and it is a key part of the DFE catch-up strategy. It is going to be relevant for all schools. It's a great opportunity to look forward now to team development and strategy after a period of what has been immersed in the tactical and operational day-to-day running of a school. Of course, if you've got any queries about any of the content of this short film, please do get in touch. And thank you for joining me on today's KYRA Connect.